I thought I'd do one on why I'm still in a 7.5 tonne. I'm in Alice here, as opposed to the big truck down the end. We've got a few of them now. I've said all the way along, I mean, when I started on the exchange, I kept saying, and this was Ben at HBC will agree with me on this one, he said the best van you want to be running in on a career exchange is a Luton curtain side with a tail lift, because you can do the multiple of jobs on it. You can do small van jobs, medium wheelbase jobs, side loading, big pallets, pallet that's got to be in, it's got to be tipped at a residential. It covers the most bases. Although, recently, times seem to have changed, and a big argument can be made that the small van is making its way forward because it's easily parked, it's very cheap to maintain, you get loaded and unloaded very quickly, and at the moment small van jobs are actually comparatively selling for not that far off what you might be getting for like a long wheelbase or something like that. The only fee you got with a small van job is you drive, because you live in Manchester, from Manchester to Portsmouth, and then a job comes out from Portsmouth to Manchester in a medium wheelbase, and you can't do it because your van's too small. But at the end of the day, you do you. And then of course things progressed, and now we're in trucks. There are now, we have 4 trucks. We only have 3 drivers because the operator's license came through a little bit late, and we're probably going to be looking for the 4th one after Christmas when everything settles down a bit. But also I'm now going, if you're in trucks, you want to be in an 18 tonne double curtain side tuck under tail lift, because this does, again, like with the Luton principle, will do the multiple of jobs. If you go 26 tonne, you can get a couple of pallets on board, but they normally go on Arctics. Arctics don't sell for that much money more than 18 tonnes. The advantage is you can put 2 jobs on rather than 1, but you've got to marry them up. 18 tonnes the way forward. You can go, yeah, Pete, yeah, but you're still driving a 7.5 tonne. Why? If 18 tonnes, like the big white one over there, we'll go MOT tomorrow, are so fantastic, why aren't you in one of them? Well, firstly, I only passed my test, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months ago. I'm not even sure. Probably video on it somewhere. There's definitely a video on it somewhere. So the insurance is quite high. So because within the first year, or sometimes the first 2 years, depending on who you go with, if you go, right, you're jumping in, you're an N8, you're a class 2 now, you know, how long you had your test? Wallop! The insurance goes through the roof. And we're not that far off getting fleet. So I'm just kind of holding my time on that one, because eventually we'll get fleet, in which case we can all jump in and out of each other's lorries. That's not the real reason, really. When I passed, because I could, I'd pay a little bit extra insurance, I would have the advantage. I mean, the advantage being on an 18 tonne is the fact, again, if I go to Portsmouth and a job's coming up from Portsmouth to Dunstable, but it's like 12 tonne, I can't do it. In 18 tonne, I could do it. Also with the 18 tonnes, the jobs you do are a lot shorter, so you'll spend more time at like distribution centres, but you might get in the morning Milton Keynes to Kettering, drop that one off, and then Northampton to Watford, drop that one off and go off. Whereas I go to Edinburgh, Glasgow, Wales again, Wales yet again. I'm going all over the shop, so I'm doing a lot more diesel. I'm earning the same kind of money, and I'm having the same kind of days, so I'm doing a lot more miles. So if you're a distribution centre, you can be on a bay. I can crack the iPad out. I can do a little bit of writing. I can do what I like to do. But so one of the reasons is the insurance, but the main reason's kind of, I like my 7.5 tonne. It has advantages. It's like the juxtaposition between lorries and Lutons. When that little lane, because let's face it, none of the sat-navs are brilliant, are they? Goes unsuitable for HGVs. I think, is it unsuitable for HGVs or is it unsuitable for Arctics? Because I'm not that bigger than a Luton, and most of the time I'm okay. The amount of times where you see the red circle, 7.5 tonne, you can't come down here, son. I can. I'm not bigger than 7.5 tonne. I can go straight down there. Yeah, she goes more places. It's not so much. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am looking forward to the challenge of getting that 18 tonne up on the road without knowing where I'm going and relying on the sat nav and getting out there. Also, I've become attached to Alice. She's kind of my lorry, like, you know. She doesn't let me down. And she's a lovely little vehicle, and she's a good, tiny little lorry. Like the mechanic will turn around and you'll go, "This lorry's clean as a whistle. It's fantastic." And I can't get my head around the idea of binning something. I mean, if I go and change, I could sell Alice, and I could go and get myself an 18-ton. But then I'm getting rid of a lorry that I know and trust, and it looks after me, for one that I don't know. It's an unknown country, and when I do have to do it, I will do it. But at the moment, I just can't get my head around the idea of having to sort of get rid of a perfectly good working vehicle for one that I don't know what's really out there. And there's the grief of changing vehicles. I've got to go and buy one. It's not that big a deal, in fairness. Moving stuff from side to side, it's not that big a deal. But I think mostly the main reason I'm still in a 7.5 ton is I've kind of become attached to her. I've kind of done that thing where I've actually give her a little personality and move over. So there will come a time. I mean, maybe I've always said that when we get up to hopefully 6 trucks, because we've got 6 in our licence, then or we get up to 5, the 5th one will probably be an 18-ton, and it may well be someone else driving, I don't know. Or anything can happen in the next half hour, who knows. But the main reason, I suppose, I don't change is I'm lazy. I'm happy with the vehicle that I've got. I'm making enough dough with the vehicle I'm getting. I see what the 18 tons bring in, and I see what I bring in, and they're not too dissimilar. Okay, I might have to work a bit harder for it, but an argument can be made. Okay, well, I've been to Wales for it, I've been to Glasgow for it, I've been to Aberdeen for it, but as a result of which I've seen Wales, Aberdeen and Glasgow, as opposed to they're lovely though they are, the RDCs, Waitrose. What's not to like? It's Waitrose. What's to like? So, but that's it. That's the main reason I'm still in the 7.5. One day, like I say, one day I'll do a video on it. Me out on the road in 18, but for now, me and Ace very happy together. So that's why. And we know what we do. We take care and we take money.